Hello and welcome to my picks for the best deals of the Steam Summer Sale 2023. Let's jump straight in with our cheapest games. Games under £5. First up then in our under £5 category is Mad Max. This open-world post-apocalyptic gem offers an interesting setting, solid brawling, and most importantly, a bucket load of car customization and combat. Whether you're ramming enemies, grappling their doors off, using your sideburners to roast them in their cars, or just spending your time tweaking and upgrading your magnum opus, there's a lot of enjoyment to be had here. And for just £3.99 or $4.99, I feel it's a great deal. Next up is Ark Survival Evolved. In Ark, you'll be plonked down onto a mysterious island with all kinds of dinosaurs and creatures roaming around, quite a few of whom won't be friendly, and you'll have to learn to survive and eventually, hopefully, thrive. Building your way up, growing your base, upgrading your skills and equipment, and eventually going from the prey to the predator. And hey, if you make some dinosaur friends that you can ride along the way, all the better. There's a lot of content here, and if you can enjoy it with a group of friends, it's an even more fun experience. Ark is on sale for £3.87 or $4.99. Something a bit different now as we come to Interplanetary Enhanced Edition. Interplanetary gives you control of a single planet in a solar system at war. You'll have to build up your economy to have the resources to afford the weapons you'll need to win, and advance down the tech tree to gain the upper hand, with solar lasers, asteroids you can aim at other players, and all kinds of other weaponry. And it's the aiming of those weapons that really makes the game, as in order to hit your opponents, you'll have to take into account the gravity of other planets and their orbits too. This makes for a difficult to master but incredibly satisfying system. And yes, there is an achievement for accidentally hitting yourself, and yes, I have it. Now, for me, this is only really a recommendation if you can play with friends. You can play against AI, but it's not the same, and the online scene for this one is pretty much dead. But if you can get a group together, at just £2.19 or $2.99, Interplanetary Enhanced Edition is a steal. Now onto a regular for these lists, so I'll keep it brief, as we come to Dishonored. This stealth action game puts you in control of Corvo Attano, as he takes on the corrupt elites that have betrayed him. You'll get a range of supernatural abilities to take them down, making combat and traversal interesting. And how you achieve your goals matters in this one, as the city changes depending on how much chaos you cause. Dishonored 2 is on sale at a pretty decent price as well, but for me the original is the better game, and for £1.99 or $2.49, it's an excellent pick. On then to Ultimate Chicken Horse, a platformer with a twist, as you and the other players build the stage as you go along. This creates an interesting dynamic, as you want to make the stage easy enough for you to get to the finish, but too hard for your opponents. There's a great range of contraptions at your disposal to achieve this, and the addition of glue that lets you stick different items together can make for some wacky creations. Ultimate Chicken Horse is on sale for £4.94 or $6.74, and makes for a great game with friends. Up next is Frostpunk, a city builder where heat and survival are key. The Earth is freezing, and you must ensure that the last city on Earth doesn't fail. The emphasis on survival here makes for a really unique experience, as the situation you're in and the decisions you're forced to make are really quite desperate. And in most cases there really is no right answer, and there are a lot of interesting choices. You can even decide to declare your laws God's will, and brand anyone opposed to you a heretic. Not something you can do in most city builders. Frostpunk is on sale for £4.99 or $5.99. Away from the serious and onto the silly, as we come to the cheapest game on today's list in Oh Sir, the Hollywood Roast. Playing as parodies of famous movie characters, you'll be plunged into a battle of wits, having to come up with the best and most effective burns of your opponent. There's a little bit of tactical play here as well, taking options off the table that you know your opponent might want to use. However, you are unlikely to get hours upon hours of playtime with this one, but for just 33 pence or 39 cents, Oh Sir, the Hollywood Roast is a good bit of silly fun. Another regular now as we come to Doom 2016. This demon-slaying gore-fest gives you action from minute 1, and a good amount of exploration, simple platforming, and weapon variety to mix things up, without ever taking away from the fact that the game really is all about the action. Doom 2016 is on sale for £3.99 or $4.99. Next is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Now, this one is not for the faint of heart, as it explores the psychosis of our main character Senua, whose lover has recently died. Things will never be quite as they seem, and voices constantly whispering in your ear is one of the most unsettling things I've ever experienced in a video game. Definitely one to be played with headphones on. Nonetheless, if you can deal with that, Hellblade is a superb and gorgeous game, and is a great pick for just £3.74 or $4.49. On now to Call of Juarez Gunslinger, a cowboy shooter that employs one of my favourite storytelling techniques, the unreliable narrator. The game is being relayed back to us as a story, and having things change as new truths are revealed just offers so much more intrigue to what otherwise could have easily been a very bland and paint-by-numbers campaign. Mind you, the gameplay is solid too, including a dueling system where you can be the honourable gunslinger and wait for your opponent to draw first, or take the dishonourable way, and shoot before they're ready. Call of Juarez Gunslinger is available for £2.19 or $2.99. Almost at the end of this section then, and we have Civilization 6. A turn-based 4X game that puts you in control of an empire throughout its entire history, growing from little more than men with sticks to mighty world superpowers, utilising your economy, diplomacy, and warfare to get your way. There is a vast amount of content here, and at just £4.99 or $5.99, Sid Meier's Civilization 6 is an absolute bargain. And we'll finish this section with Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Taking place in a cyberpunk world where human augmentation is commonplace, Mankind Divided lets the player play their own way, using stealth, head-on force, or just talking your way out of situations, and the augmentations you can choose to upgrade yourself with can cater to whichever way you choose to play. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided is on sale for £2.99 or $4.49. Games under £10. First up in the under £10 category is the game that's been my main productivity blocker for the past couple of months, as we come to Stellaris. I have found myself sinking in literally hundreds of hours into this one recently, building up my galactic empire, exploring the stars, upgrading my tech, and waging war against any other empire that dares to claim a star system that I even vaguely wanted. Stellaris is infinitely replayable, and at just £8.74 or $9.99, I think it's an excellent deal. Next up is Subnautica, a survival crafting game that offers a fantastic sense of progression as you gain more knowledge and the ability to explore further reaches of the wondrous ocean world you find yourself on. And given that the game takes place almost entirely underwater, there's a surprising amount of variety to keep you pushing onwards. The sense of wonderment I got from finding new things in this one never really dulled throughout my playthrough, and even after several hours I'd find myself wanting to explore more, build more, and keep my progression going. Subnautica is on sale for £8.24 or $9.89. Moving on, we have the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Standard Edition. Now, I know there's some mixed feelings around this franchise, but for me, Odyssey was a real high point, and I clicked with this one far more than Origins or Valhalla. Odyssey has a massive open world, ship combat, abilities, story choices, interesting gear, and famous faces from history around every corner. Now, I am someone who doesn't mind grinding out a lot of side quests, and I almost see that content as a pro rather than a con, and having that mindset is pretty much essential if you're going to really enjoy this one, as there's quite a bit of content that's gated off behind side quests. So that's something to be aware of here. As for pricing, well, here in the UK it's available for £9.99. However, according to everything I see online, it's not available in the US. Do let me know if I've missed something here. Pummel Party is next, and the best way I can describe this one is that it's about as close to Mario Party on the PC as you can get. The main bulk of the game is a board game, with minigames after each turn to break it up, along with plenty of items to use to screw over your opponents, and stars, goblets, to collect to win the game. Pummel Party also got a big boost recently by opening up Steam Workshop functionality, allowing for new maps, minigames and more, all for free. This one is a great laugh with friends, and at just £6.83 or $8.99, it's a great pick. Up next is Valheim, an open-world survival crafting game with a Norse mythology setting. Again, with these sorts of games, it's the progression that reels me in, and Valheim is no different. Upgrading your equipment, crafting new armor, weapons and potions, and even cooking new food to give health and stamina buffs, all mean that those enemies that were destroying you earlier in the game become trivial. Thankfully though, there's plenty more bosses and new areas to explore to keep the challenge going. And hey, if you fancy just relaxing for a bit, there's a good dose of base building and a bit of farming to be done as well. Valheim is still in early access, but is already a superb game, and for £9.29 or $11.99, it's definitely worth a look. Onto something more dystopian now, with Disco Elysium: The Final Cut, an RPG that offers a lot of choice and an intriguing story, all wrapped up in a thoroughly engrossing world. As a detective suffering from amnesia, you can either decide to try your best to bring justice to the people of this city, or you can be a dirtbag who always takes the easy and less honourable way. The Final Cut is also fully voiced, which is very handy as there's a lot of text in this one, and the voice acting makes playing Disco Elysium a far more smooth experience. The only thing I'd say to be aware of here is there's quite a bit of dice rolling RNG, but for my money, at just £8.74 or $9.99, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut is an excellent choice. Well, it seems that this Steam sale is a very good one for crafting game fans, and Astroneer, although not as hardcore as a lot of the games in this genre, is one of my favourites. With interesting base building, multiple planets to explore, warrens of dangerous cave systems, and even a vague underlying story, Astroneer makes for a really strong experience. So much has been added into the game since it first launched, and what was initially fairly basic now has an awful lot of content. Astroneer is on sale for £9.99 or $11.99. And finally, in our under £10 category, we come to the XCOM 2 collection. XCOM 2 is one of my top 5 favourite games of all time, and the collection adds so much more content in the form of the War of the Chosen expansion. XCOM 2 has you build up a team to wage guerrilla war against the aliens that have taken control of Earth, effectively assuming that you lost the game in XCOM Enemy Unknown. The turn-based combat is superb, and having multiple different classes of soldiers gives good variety to the abilities you can use on missions. The War of the Chosen expansion adds in new factions, new missions, and the new enemy, the Chosen, which offer a powerful focal point for your resistance to target. Honestly, I could go on for hours about XCOM 2, but for your sake, I'll leave it at this. For just £6.02 or $7.74, the XCOM 2 collection is an amazing deal. Games over £10. Okay then, on to the most expensive category in today's video, and starting us off in games over £10 is Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. Playing as an outcast called Aloy, you'll explore an open world filled with machine creatures. For me, this world is the star of the show here, as I just wanted to see all of it and every creature within it. But there's also plenty to do, alongside a solid story and an awful lot of progression to keep you going. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition is available for £13.19 or $16.49. Next is Airborne Kingdom, and don't worry, it'll look better than what you're seeing here unless you play on a potato, but my footage is from Nintendo Switch, because I like to be lazy and play my games in bed. Anyway, Airborne Kingdom is a fairly simple city builder, but your city is built up in the sky. This one change offers up so many gameplay options. Of course, you'll have to make sure you have enough energy to keep aloft. You'll also have to manage the tilt of your city. If one side gets too heavy, you'll start to lean over, and no one likes walking uphill. Perhaps most importantly though, your city can move. meaning you can go around the map and find resources, meet other kingdoms, and even complete quests. I was honestly surprised by how much fun I got out of this one when I played it, and I think for £10.49 or $12.49, it might just surprise you too. On now to our most expensive item on today's list, in the Yakuza Collection. I know, that's just the way I say it, okay? Anyway, the Yakuza series offers some of my favourite games. Initially they look like serious, gritty games based around the Japanese mafia, and sure, there's some of that here, but underneath that there's some of the most wacky, silly fun I've ever had in gaming. Yakuza 0 is always my example because it's my favourite from the series, and it's the footage you're seeing now. And in 0, you can perform karaoke, go fishing, dance off, go telephone dating, sink dozens of hours into racing toy cars against kids, manage a cabaret, build your own real estate business, and just so much more. The Yakuza Collection not only nets you Yakuza 0, but also Kiwami, Kiwami 2, 3 Remastered, 4 Remastered, 5 Remastered, and the Song of Life, meaning there's hundreds upon hundreds of hours of content here, all available for just £28 or $35. I think I've said a couple of times in this video that a game is one of my favourites. Well, next is my actual all-time #1 favourite game, as we come to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. Now, I've talked about this one an awful lot over the years, so I'll try to contain myself here, but The Witcher 3 offers one of the most interesting worlds in gaming, an enthralling storyline where your choices matter, and quests around every corner. And that's just the base game. The Complete Edition also bags you the Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine expansions, which could almost be full games on their own. And coming in at just £10.49 or $14.99, if you're looking for an open world RPG to sink your teeth into this summer, I could not recommend this one any more highly. Oh, and try not to spend too much time playing Gwent. Almost at the end now, and we have It Takes Two, one of the best co-op games I've ever played. Playing as a married couple whose relationship is falling apart, you find yourselves shrunken down and forced to work together to find a way out. It Takes Two never lingers in one place or on one mechanic for too long, always keeping things fresh with new traversal or new abilities, all of which require teamwork to work to their fullest potential. As you can imagine, this game is ideal to play with your partner in person, but the friend pass that means only one person needs to actually buy the game means that online co-op with a friend is also a joy. It Takes Two is on sale for £13.99 or $15.99. And finally, for the Steam Summer Sale 2023, we have Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, one of the best RPGs ever made. With a ton of spells and abilities, an intriguing world, and excellent turn-based combat, there's plenty to love here, and playing with friends adds even more to the experience. And as I always say when it comes to Divinity, if you're in combat and the entire world around you isn't on fire, you're doing it wrong. And if you're looking for even more content from this one, you can even create your own campaigns with the Game Master mode, so there's even more here, if that's your thing. Coming in at just £11.99 or $17.99, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is an excellent choice. And that about does it for another Steam sale. Please do bear in mind that I haven't played every game out there, and obviously I have my own personal tastes. So if you think there's another gem on sale that other people need to hear about, let them know down in the comments. I've been really pleased in previous sales to see some incredibly helpful comments coming in. And if you enjoyed what you've seen here or found it helpful in any way, a like would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Nathan, have a great summer whatever you're doing, and I'll see you next time.